Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jerome, and welcome to the channel. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. So, over the weekend, I went to a locals and played Sky Strikers, and I ended up getting second place. I played a very different style than it's not extremely different, but it is a kind of a different take than what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are doing hand traps, and I decided to go more spell card heavy, just because the deck revolves around a lot of spells being in the graveyard, right? So I think playing a bunch of hand traps that have nothing to do with spell cards, or the theme of the deck whatsoever, I think kind of like makes it slow. And I found myself in the past playing the hand trap versions to be kind of bad in a way, because like there would be a graveyard full of like monsters, but there's no spells, and I would have maybe one or two spells in hand. So I went heavy on the spell, negate cards and such, and it actually worked out very, very good. I've only bricked a total of one time throughout the entire tournament. I think it was about like 4 rounds. But yeah, only one brick, which was phenomenal. I mean, I had some crazy plays. Now, there is things I will change about this deck, and the number of cards I run and stuff like that, because I don't own other copies of certain cards. But with that being said, before we get into the deck profile, remember to like, subscribe. We're on a journey to 500 subs, and I will do something special for you guys once we get there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, starting things off with the obvious things, we got the raid, the 3 raids, the rose, and the 1 hamp. I decided to play the hamp because it is a searchable kaiju, so why not play it? For the other monsters, which is the only hand trap monsters I played, the 3 Ash Blossoms. It was the only one to me that made sense. Onto the spells. We played the 1 Area 0. I need to make this 2, but I only have 1 copy, so I only played 1. I recommend playing 2 of these. I played 2 of the multi-rolls. Maybe I'm just playing this card wrong or something, but I never found myself needing the second copy. Normally just 1 worked for me, but maybe I'm just using the card wrong. I'm not sure. I'm a little rusty. I haven't played Sky Strikers in a very long time, so I just play 2. I think 3 is overkill. You do not need to play 3. Next is the 2 Engages. Obviously, it's the best card of the deck. Well, one of the best cards in the deck. My personal favorite Sky Striker card is the Linkage. This card is insane, and getting the OTK off felt nice. And yeah, and I don't know, this card is just really, really good overall. I loved it. And then obviously I did the 3 Widow Anchors and the 1 of the Shark Cannon. This was really good. You can play 2 of these if you want, but for me personally, I only like playing 1. I tried 2 in the past and I just didn't really like it, so I cut down to 1. And this is insane because I stole, I think, my opponent's Barons like 3 times. So, and I know that if you have a monster in a monster zone, you can't really activate any of your stuff, but that's why I play a certain card that a lot of people don't play for some weird reason, but you'll see here soon. I play the Hornet Drone, obviously, and the Afterburner. Some people are playing 2 of these. You can't play 2 of these. The 1 copy came up quite often, but it was never to the point where I needed this 1 copy again, or anything like that. Because again, I do play a bunch of Monster Negate spell cards. And now for one of the MVPs of the deck, the card that for some reason, I don't know why a lot of people are not playing this in their deck, and I think it is perfect for this deck, and that is the 3 Forbidden Droplets. This card has won me like a lot of my games. I specifically want to play this card because being able to just activate a spell card, activate like like, let's just say like 2 spell cards, right? And then you have like the engage in hand with this. Being able to just activate your engage and activate droplets, sending your engage, getting a monster effect, and then having 3 spells in the graveyard to search and then draw 1 is really strong. On top of that, being able to just activate a quick play spell, activate this, get rid of it to negate a monster effect. You can just pretty much do Widow Anchor, target a monster, activate Forbidden Droplet, get rid of the Widow Anchor, target another, well, select another monster, now you got both monsters negated. This card is just cracked in this deck, and also I noticed that a lot of people are switching over to Vanquish Souls because of the crazy tag outs and stuff like that it can do. Well, the problem is that a lot of the cards in Sky Strikers with like Widow Anchor stuff, it targets, right? So Forbidden Droplet doesn't target, so when you activate it and you do your thing, they would have to, if you didn't get rid of a monster, they would have to, they're pretty much like kind of forced to just wait until after Forbidden Droplet happens. So you basically just negate the monster, whatever their monster that they're activating right there, you just negate it with Forbidden Droplet, and now that's negated, and they can't just tag it out to save its effect from being negated. You know, they can tag it out, summon another one. Yes, that monster that they first had would get its effect, but the next monster that's summoned is just a dead card now. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. it would be a dead card now. So that's why I like Forbidden Droplet. And it did come up. It came up in the Vanquish Soul match a good, I think, 2 or 3 times. So, and then also Forbidden Droplet came up and breaking a lot of my opponent's boards with all their Omnigate monster stuff. It was overall, it was, like I said, one of the MVPs of the deck. The next 3 cards are the Forbidden Chalice. I wanted to, again, like I said, I want to go heavy on the spell cards in the main that negate monster effects, because I've been paying attention. A lot of people like to play all these monsters that just have all these built-in negates. You know, a lot of Sprite players, a lot of Super Heavy Samurai variants, stuff like that. I just wanted to have a bunch of negates that were spell cards. Now, you could say, why didn't you play like Raigeki and stuff like that? I'm thinking about it. I might try to do the Raigekis instead of the Chalices, so that I could just Raigeki, and then if they have like an Omnigate, I could just chain like Forbidden Droplet and send the Raigeki or something. So I don't know, work in progress. Now this card right here, I need to get 2 more copies of. This was the other MVP of the deck. Every time I had this in my opening hand, it was pretty much a game. One of the best hands I had was this Triple Tactics Talents, and like it was like 2. It was it was Engage, and then the other card was, I believe it was Rage. So it was like it was one of the most cracked hands, and obviously this is going second build, so my top deck also played into making my opponent activating a monster effect. It was great. So then the 3 talents. I think if I was going to go for thrust, I would cut, or once I do get my other 2 thrusts, I'm going to take one of the talents out for one of the thrusts, because at that point you don't need basically like 6 copies of them. It's too much. I did main deck the 2 Lightning Storms. These were a little bit kind of weak in my opinion. They never worked. They always got negated, or they were just, you know, they just really didn't do much of anything. I think if I was to play Raigekis, I would probably take these out for them, but at the same time, it's like these are good because they could pop the back row cards, so that can come up. I'm just not sure. I don't know. I might keep them in just because of the back row destruction part of it, but because there is a lot of trap decks that are going around now, because a lot of people realize, like I said earlier, when I was doing my like tier list and my discussion about the format and stuff, I said that trap decks are in a really good position. And look, I mean, Labyrinth just won Nats, and now a lot of people are increasingly playing trap decks. I told you guys. Obviously, I did the 1 Terraforming, the 1 Rhoda, and the 1 Change of Heart. This card sucked. I did not like it. It never came up, except for one time. And the one time it came up, it was absolutely useless, because I didn't have any monsters or anything like that. And I would say, a word of advice, if you do decide to play Change of Heart, I would 100% recommend you playing Zeus in your extra deck, because there's going to be, I think twice I activated this card and I took my opponent's XE monster attacked, and that was the only play I could do. And I couldn't go into Zeus because I didn't play Zeus, but I'm telling you now, if you do decide to play Change of Heart, play a Zeus, okay? You won't regret it. And then last but not least was the 3 Imperms. The only negates in the deck that is not a spell card. I played a lot of negates, as you can see. It's like what? Like this is 3, and then you got 3 Widow Anchors, and then you got the 3 droplets, and then 3 is like what? 12 altogether. 12 negates in the main. Necessary. My opponents couldn't stand it. I think in one turn, like, or in 2 turns, I negated my like 4 monster effects with just off of the droplets, the imperms, and the chalices. My opponent was just like, my god. Extra deck. Obviously, you got the 3. You got basically 3 of each name. You know, 3 of all the good ones, right? Nothing to say about any of these. And then the 1 of. It's the only one you need 1 of. That only summon that card 1 time. I never summoned any more than that. 2 Zeeks. Those came up a lot. Summoning 2 Zeeks came up a lot. And then they got the access code package. I tried to go into it, but then I realized that I couldn't link summon with one of the link monster for the Vanquish Soul deck. I never even knew that, so that was a pretty eye-opener to me. If I was to play the Zeus package, I would probably cut out the access code because it just never came up. I really don't like the access code route. It's hard to do it without the Selene and stuff like that. Side deck, which I will completely change because, believe it or not, I only side decked. Every time I side decked, I only side decked about 3 cards in, and they never really came up. So starting off, I did the Pinkertops. I would definitely keep this one in for sure. I've definitely taken these 2 out, which is the DD Crows. You don't need them whatsoever. Like I said, I put no thought process whatsoever in the side deck. I built it to go second, so I put no thought process, and I just want to play the deck really quickly. 3 Ghost Spells. I would keep these 3 in. The Harpies, Feather Duster, and the 2 Cosmic Cyclones. I would take out one of the DD Crows and make the 3rd Cyclone for sure. 3 D Barrier. I would keep these in, even though this is like the go first variant. Thing is that if your opponents catch on, you might want to go ahead and going into game 2, if you got game 1, you might as well just go ahead and try to put these in to, you know, for just in case you go first. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I might not even play this card anymore. Just because, like, going first with this deck really sucks because you kind of want your 6th draw, and not playing Pot of Prosperity, going first is kind of risky. So, yeah, I don't know. These may come out as well just because if I'm going second all the time, I think I would rather have hand traps for that very specific deck. And then the last ones were the 3, there can only be ones. I would definitely take these out. Again, I'm playing for going second, so these never came out, never side decked them in. And for the cards that I would put in would be the 3 DD Crows. I mentioned the 3rd Cosmic Cyclone. And maybe some form of spot room, like, I don't know, maybe some other kind of hand trap. I'm not sure what. Maybe it would be like Ghost Mourners, or I don't know. I have to like look more into it. Like I said, I just kind of put the side deck together really quick. But whatever you prefer, or whatever is going on in your area, do what you will with it. But yep, I definitely, for sure, in the main deck, I would definitely play 2 of the Area Zeros and 3 of the Thrusts. I think that would be the only changes I would make in the cards that I'll take out, whereas the Change of Heart, one of the Tactics, and what was it? I believe it was, I think it was the Lightning Storms I said I would probably take out. I don't know. It would probably be one of the Chalices, possibly. But yeah, those are the changes that I would make. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm trying to make more deck profiles. I'm trying to find decks that you guys would like. I know that a lot of you kind of like the off-meta kind of things. I noticed that with the viewership and stuff like that. So I'm trying to stay on more of those sides. But there is a remote YCS coming up this weekend. I'm going to try to prepare for that. Obviously, I got to play the metas decks. But yeah, anyways, I will catch you all later. Peace.